What's going on, Batty fam? Tonight we're playing around with the 03 Volkswagen TDI. We're planning on taking off this intake manifold and giving her a good cleaning. She's looking a little nasty in there, and hopefully it'll give us some better fuel mileage, maybe a little bit power, possibly. We ordered this kit. It's just called an intake cleaning kit. Come with a few gaskets and replacement bolts and an intake gasket. So yeah, we're gonna be working on this tonight. It's getting a little chilly where I am on the East Coast at night anyways. Warm during the day, but yep. Well, let's get into it. Alright, so we got the EGR off of here. We're working on getting this cleaned out, and that's what the inside of it looks like. So it might have been why it was running a little sluggish, maybe. Didn't really feel like the turbo was spooling up until like 3,000 RPM. So hopefully once we get this cleaned out, she'll have a little more get up and go. And we'll continue taking off the intake manifold and see what happens after we get her cleaned. Alrighty, so we got the intake off from the back side of the motor. You can see the turbo down there. Like I said, she's pretty nasty inside. We're gonna get her cleaned up, get the new gaskets put on, and that was pretty fun to get off. You got 6 millimeter Allen head bolts on the back side of that, and I had my EGR cooler tube there. It had a Allen screw that was stripped out, so I had to excuse me, I had to work with it for a little while to get that off, to get it out of the way so I could excuse me again, my goodness. Yeah, so I had a stripped out Allen head bolt. Of course, it was on the bottom at the back. I had to wiggle it around a little bit with some persuasion and finally got it loose. Once you get the EGR cooler tube out of the way, the 6 bolts on the back of the manifold, intake manifold, are fairly easy to get to. I think I said they're a 6 millimeter Allen head bolt, and you got 6 of them. But anyways, so everything's off. Everything's off back there, and yeah, it was fun. But I guess when I learned how to do process videos of how, and hopefully I can show how to do those things. And I mean, really, if it's mostly like anybody else, you just learn as you go and set all your parts in some kind of fashion and order so you know how to go back together. But yeah, so we're gonna get her cleaned up and hopefully start the process of putting it back on. All right, so I got the intake manifold back on. Got the intercooler, not intercooler, oh my goodness, it's late. The EGR cooler mounted back. There's 3 bolts. There's 3 bolts that go to it. There's one on top right here, and then there's 2 underneath. There's one on this side underneath, and one, can't see, but it's on that side underneath. And if you can get those off first to get the EGR cooler out of the way, then the manifold, the intake manifold is a lot easier to get off once you get that EGR cooler out of the way. And it's 6 bolts on the back side, like I said, and I believe they're 6mm. I believe that says, yeah, that says 6mm. That's what I used on it to get those intake manifold bolts out. Sorry for the sniffling and stuff. It's getting cold here and I'm not used to the cold. But anyways, I do have a little fire going right here, so it's not too bad out. But yeah, so I got the intake manifold cleaned out fairly decent. It was a bit clogged up, as you've seen before, and we'll continue putting it back together and we'll see what happens. All right, fellas and gents, ladies and women. So the intake manifold is back on, everything's put back together, and we're about to do the test fire up to see if I missed anything. This is going to be the first startup, so should be able to ride along with me and see if I screwed up or if I did it successfully. Gotta figure out a camera situation here, how to hold the camera. Let's see. I don't know. Alright, so I got a little camera angle right here. I'm gonna go fire the car up and make sure everything's good to go. Hold on. We're gonna take her down the road for a little test spin, see what happens. I think it worked out good. Had a little smoke coming off of the manifold, I guess, from the coolant that was spilled a little bit. So that should be normal. Alright, we're gonna take her for a test spin. I'll let you know how it goes. Alright guys, so that's super exciting. So I got the manifold cleaned out, the EGR valve cleaned out really good, and took her down the road, and it opened it up really good. You can hear the turbo now, which was a concern of mine. I thought my turbo had gone bad, but you can hear, I don't know if you can hear this in the video, but the exhaust, the tailpipe is right there. And you can just hear the difference in that. And anyways, I'm super happy with it. I'll check everything again tomorrow for leaks and whatnot, but so far so good. Till next time, peace.